What if I told you your everyday drive could be hiding a serious surprise under the hood? Yep, we need to talk about it. Hey folks, I'm Morgan Lane, and today on Recall Roadmap with Morgan, we're digging into a Ford recall so big, it stretches almost 700,000 SUVs strong. Bronco Sport or Escape owners, listen up. Is your Ford SUV safe from fire risk? It's not just a headline, it's a real concern. Ford just recalled hundreds of thousands of Bronco Sports and Escapes for a fuel injector issue that could lead to, you guessed it, engine fires. If you or someone you know drives one of these, this isn't background news. I'm going to walk you through what models are affected, what's really wrong under the hood, and everything you can do to stay safe. So, let's jump in and get to the facts that matter most to you. I still can't believe the scale of this. Ford just announced a recall covering 694,071 SUVs in the US alone. That's not a typo. If every one of these cars lined up bumper to bumper, you'd be stuck in the ultimate highway jam. This covers certain 2021 to 2024 Ford Bronco Sports and 2020 to 2022 Escapes, a lot of popular family vehicles. The news dropped in July 2025 after some seriously sharp eyes at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, pressed for action. Why now? Even after a smaller recall earlier in 2024, more fires cropped up and regulators basically said, let's not mess around, people's safety comes first. So Ford's first recall was just the tip of the iceberg. This is the big one. Do you drive a Bronco Sport or Escape or know anyone who does? Drop your answer below and let me know. How worried are you about recalls lately? Stay close because next you'll see exactly why Ford had to take this so seriously. Ever heard of a fuel injector? If not, you're not alone. Think of it like this. It's a fancy little nozzle that sprays just enough gasoline into your engine to keep it running smooth. Sort of like a gardener's sprayer, but under way more pressure and surrounded by hot metal. Here's the problem. On these Ford SUVs, some of those injectors can crack. When that happens, gasoline leaks out right next to piping hot engine parts. Even a drop or two of fuel on the exhaust, it could spell fire. That's why NHTSA is so strict about this. A fuel leak under the hood is never just a small deal. It could have happened because of material fatigue, manufacturing blips, you name it, engines get hot and little cracks add up. Statistically, Ford says about 0.3% of these SUVs have an actual injector defect, but when the risk is fire, even just 1 in hundreds is enough to sound the alarm. So, if this sounds worrying, trust me, you're not overreacting. But what did Ford do first to try and fix this? Well, that brings us to a bit of a plot twist. Honestly, the way Ford tackled this at first surprised me. Instead of swapping out all those questionable fuel injectors, Ford's answer back in spring 2024 was sort of stopgap. They added a drain tube under the intake manifold to literally channel leaking fuel away from hot engine parts and rolled out new software. The idea? If there's a sudden drop in fuel pressure, the car would cut off the fuel pump and throw a warning on your dashboard. Imagine your SUV's fix is less cure and more, let's help the gas escape safely if it leaks. Not exactly what you'd expect, right? Safety experts weren't satisfied, and neither was NHTSA. They said, this doesn't fix what's broken at the core. It was like patching a leaky hose instead of replacing it. So, what happened next? Well, regulators pushed back and Ford had to go back to the drawing board. Fast forward to after that Band-Aid fix, and the issue wasn't going away. Reports started coming in of more underhood fires, even in some SUVs that received the so-called fix. That's when the NHTSA got even more involved, opening a bigger probe and making it clear. Ford's strategy wasn't cutting it. Some cars never got the software update at all and others still had leaks. Basically, the root cause wasn't addressed, and regulators said enough is enough. In July 2025, Ford turned up the volume, expanding the recall from about 42,000 SUVs to over 694,000. It now covers almost every 2021-24 Bronco Sport and 2020-2022 Escape that could possibly have this issue. Is every car affected? No, but this wide net means owners get protected no matter what. Ford's now working on a real fix, likely replacing the actual parts, not just patching leaks. Has your car ever been recalled for anything major like this? I'd love to hear your recall horror or success stories in the comments below. So, with this bigger recall, what should you actually do if you own one? All right, let's get you set up with answers. Because staying calm and proactive is key. If you own a 2021-2024 Bronco Sport or 2022 Escape, here's your plan. First, check if your SUV is on the recall list. Ford will mail out notices, but you can also look it up right now using your VIN on Ford's website or the NHTSA recall portal. If you're on the list, drive extra aware. Watch your dash for low fuel pressure warnings and trust your nose. If you ever smell fuel, pull over and call your dealer or Ford's customer helpline. Wondering about cost? Relax. Recall fixes are always free, even if your warranty is up. As soon as Ford finishes that new fix, your dealer will take care of everything. Don't ignore the notice. This isn't an oil change you can skip. This is there to keep you, your family, and your ride safe. If you have questions or got the first fix, schedule that follow-up. And if this info's been helpful, give me a like so more drivers stay informed. Up next, let me wrap this all up for you. That's the inside look on Ford's massive SUV recall. What happened, why it matters, and what to do next. On Recall Roadmap with Morgan, my goal is always to help you steer clear of surprise car headaches. And with risks like this, knowledge is your best seatbelt. Has this news changed how you feel about your Ford? Any questions about how to check your VIN or handle a recall? Let's talk in the comments. If you want more of these clear, calm updates on car safety and recalls, hit subscribe and join our community. Plus, I read every comment and love hearing back from you all. Thanks for watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan, and drive safe out there. I'll see you next time.